All right, hello and everyone, and welcome to another episode of Who's
Who's
Dating
dating now?
Yes, us seasoned women are basically sharing our stories, sharing some of the platforms that we've been dealing with, selling all the foolishness that we've been dealing with, and all the fun stuff. And we're going to add some other components as we go through it. So, my name is Audrey Codner.
And I am Lisa Vallera. And
And
we're
this is what we're going to be doing every Friday night at 11 p.m. just to kind of keep your eyes and your ears and your emotions in check because dating now is some foolishness.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. And what's our and our topic today is age difference.
So, oh, yes.
So
They're trying. They are trying.
there was and I wish I had the TikTok and the name of the TikTok of the woman that said that this guy hit her up in her DM and she was like, okay, well, how old are you? And he was like, I'm 26. And she goes, oh no, you're or 21. She goes, no, you too young for me. He's like, age is nothing but a number. She said, yes, it is when it comes down to my insurance policy.
Right?
And then when she went on about how she ain't trying to do it all night, it's like, you ain't gonna try to pull a muscle. I can't put my legs up to my head. It was hilarious. Hilarious. But it's so true. It's like you meet these guys, they hit you up, they think, oh, you look great. I mean, here we are, we both are 50 and over. And a lot of guys see us and they were like, oh, you look like you're in your 30s. I would love to get to know you. And age is nothing but a number. Okay, maybe,
It is.
but it is. Maybe not, but it is. You know, you hear a lot of those May, December relationships. Now, for some people, it works great. A lot of times it's an older man with a younger woman. You don't see too many older women with a younger man. I mean, I literally fell in love with Demi Moore when she and what's his name? Ashton
Mm-hmm.
Kutcher had got together
Mm-hmm.
and they got married because I think it was like a 15-year age difference. And I was rooting for them, totally rooting for them. And when it didn't work out, I kind of went like, what happened? Like, really, what happened? And he said for him, he felt he failed because he really was wanting that relationship. Now, mind you, he turned
Mm-hmm.
around and married Mila, who they're the same age, and now they have their own kids, and he's happy ever after. So kind of makes me wonder, can I have a conversation with Demi? Be like, what happened? Did you
Right.
feel jealousy? I mean, we're changing. We naturally change in age anyway.
Yep.
I prefer younger men. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I rarely date anyone my own age. It's always been someone who has been, 8, 10 years plus younger than me. Because that's what attracts is attracted to me. That's what I'm attracted to. That's what I end up finding myself talking to. I'm not saying that, there might be a great looking 60-year-old man that I'm really attracted to. Haven't found him yet. You know, I met Jeffrey Osborne and I was like, oh, Lord.
Ooh.
Can't. Oh, it was a silent auction event and I won the auction for where him and I had this photo shoot and then he sang to me in front of everybody. Girl, that was like the best thing ever. Ever.
When you woo woo woo. When you woo woo woo.
And here I am sitting there the whole time going, oh, oh, lean in. Every time he sang, I was like, oh my God. And it was funny because, we take the picture and I'm trying to be, what is it, just be nice and just, he said, you can hold me a little bit tighter than that. I said, oh, did you know who you were talking to? I grabbed him. And I have to show that picture to you one day because it just shows everything because our smiles were everything. Now, have I been able to meet a man that age and that spunk or whatever since? Nope.
No.
Not at all. Now, online dating, there's been guys who my age look darn near dead. You know, they take their picture, they're either sitting down on the couch or they hold the phone up to the mirror, they don't know how to angle themselves, or or they're fishermen. What's up with guys that they love to take their profile pictures with a huge fish? It's like, okay, that's nice. I guess you want a woman that fish. So I'm swiping left, you know? But then they turn around and like me, and it's like, um, why I don't fish. Nothing in my profile says I like fishing. I don't,
Right.
I won't do it, but it's not my top 20.
And like everyone has their preference, but it's true. It's either they're taking a picture in their car, they're fishing, or I like this one. They were at a friend's wedding. So okay, the one time I wear a suit, go ahead, take a picture. I'm going to use this picture right here because,
Exactly.
I look like James Bond up in this. And I'm like, that's not an everyday thing. Like, it is, which, all right. But it's always like, what is it? And I know we talk, and I just feel like when the men get older, they either were in a relationship early on,
Right.
they married their high school sweetheart, they've
College.
been in that relationship for like 20, maybe 30 years, and all of a sudden, God forbid, maybe someone passed away or she just got tired and she wanted to move on.
Mhm.
And then we get the shell that's left. And some of them, for the past 20 years, they had a person that told them that that tie does not work with that shirt, nor them pants, or the socks, or hell, the shoes.
Or the
And then
white
get a
shoes.
haircut.
Or the white shoes, please. Oh, but anyway, we're talking about age differences.
Right. But
Now
that's
we're
where it comes from. Like sometimes those younger ones, and trust me, I got a story for you this week. I got two of them. They're footwork. But okay, let's start with story number one. All right, we're gonna go into this whole story time. So let me put it here. All right, story time. So story number one, and I'll save number two. So I'm not gonna be selfish. So after we last spoke, all of a sudden that Saturday, there was one person I was just kind of talking to here and there. And all of a sudden it was just like, hey, why don't we go to dinner? And I'm like, how old are you? He's like, I'm like 26. And I'm like, I'm 50. Oh, wow. Same thing. Oh, you look like you like in your 30s. I didn't know. And I'm like, well, now you know.
mm-hmm.
So go ahead and address it. Like, I'm not asking you to call me ma'am or anything like that, but like, that's it. Like, I have students because I used to teach. So I have students that are turning like 27, 28 years old. And you're looking at like, I'm looking at you like you're one of my former students. Like, I don't want to enter. No, like, no. How am I going to go to your mom and we the same age? Like, it's, come
You know
on now.
what? That has always been my thing. And I'm going to let you finish your story, but I'm going to come back to dating younger with the possibility of meeting their
Ooh,
parents. So go ahead.
right. Look, you're gonna have to get with that because I'm new to this world. I'm just recently divorced. I'm just putting like my big toe in this pond and I'm pulling up like catfish that's just numbing at my toe. And I'm like, dude, get off my toe. It's hot. I just wanted to put my foot in the water just to see what was swimming around. I ain't need for you to just basically take my whole foot. So
Mhm.
tell me about that because
Well,
Justin right here is new.
I have not had that experience yet, because, but I've talked to other women. My friends know. I mean, it's like almost like a running joke. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, here's Lisa. We're in a new crowd. Here's new guys. It's like, she's, look at her. She's 55 or whatever. It's like, no one asked. Why do you need to tell anybody? Just let it go, you know? And then,
Right.
of course, the younger guy goes, what? Oh my gosh, you don't look that way. I would love to take you out, this and that. And I'm looking at him, but what do you want? What do you really want with me? You know, are
Right.
you really going to take me home to your mother, who her and I are probably about the same age, if not I'm older? And how do you think that
Right.
conversation is going to go? Because this is what my girls have told me. I wish my son would bring home a woman as old as me. Oh, it's going to be on and popping. And then someone said to me, Lisa, what would you feel? How would you feel if your son brought home someone closer to your age? And I would say just this. Does she look like her age? Because I don't look my age. People, I'm
Right.
60. I'm 60. I don't look my age. So mind you, and I don't know what normal 60 looks like. And never, and it doesn't bother me, so I don't know. So I don't get it. But everybody said, no, you look much younger. Okay, whatever. So if my son brought home a woman who looked like she getting ready to take her dentures out at the table, or she's got the gray popping and looking like she got to readjust her wig or something, and my son said, hey, I want you to meet my girlfriend, I'm gonna be like, okay, okay, you know, I get it. But if homegirl come up here looking like Cardi B and she's like, well dressed, or even looking like oh gosh, help me, Angela Bassett, I'd be like,
Okay.
whoa,
Oh yeah.
whoa. And
I was like, how'd you pull that?
exactly. That's what, and I'd be like high fiving her, like, you go, girl.
You
And
go.
go. Enjoy that. I don't need to know the details, but oh, you want to get our nails together next week? So, it's how you're going to present it. So and I think I was talking with my sister, and no, excuse me, one of my other favorite cousins, and she goes, I think, Lisa, if I saw you with someone actually your age, I'd be a little bit more like, what brought that on?
Right.
What does he have that really captured your heart?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what everybody always sees me with, somebody younger. So yes, I have not been into that situation yet where I had to meet the mother, but I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure. I mean, my late husband was 8 years younger than I, and no one really thought anything of it. They always seen us together, and it is what it is. But at my 50th birthday party, everybody goes, she's not 50. Oh no, she's not 50. Like
Right.
literally, arguments went out with one married couple. Like, I'm telling you, she's 50. He got so mad at her that he dragged her to me. He goes, Lisa, I know this is your party, but I need to know, how old are you? And I started laughing. And when I told him, he was like, we've known each other for 8 years. Never once. I would have thought you was. I said, well, here I am. It's called great genes. So I guess for me, when I would do like I normally do, I'm just going to be myself. And
Exactly.
if the mother is upset and she, mistreat me or whatever, I'm like, well, how would you feel if it was your daughter that brought home
Right.
somebody old enough to be her father? Because mind you, guys don't care. They do not care. It's always us women that sit there and be like, oh, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't taking my baby boy. I said, tell your baby boy to stay out of my DM. How about that?
Right.
I'm saying,
You're like, I'm taking someone's son tonight.
don't be mad. I'll bring him home in one piece and well fed,
Right.
and his clothes are washed, dried, and folded up.
Oh my goodness. I
But
love
only
it.
thing
But
I
I
do.
mean, but here's the thing. This
Mhm.
is why, like, it's entertaining because if you look at our society, because I'm always going to talk about this, being young is always like the staple. It's like everybody wants to be younger. Let's put this on, you'll take 10 years off. Okay,
Right.
when you're younger, and then when we're younger, we work so hard to try to look older.
Oh,
Let me put this makeup on. Let me tease my hair all the way up to the
exactly.
sky
Let me,
so
let
I
me get
can
my
do,
fake
let me get that
ID out.
wonder bra. Everybody remember the Wonder Bra.
Oh, girl, please. I love
But
Victoria's Secret just for that one. But go ahead.
right. And but we spend so much time when we're younger, we want to be older. When we're older, we want to be younger. And
Right.
then when we're looking for someone, it's almost like when they're younger, they don't mind in the dating, but when the dating starts to getting a little more serious, then all of a sudden that's when you're going to start seeing the divide.
Yeah,
Because now, when we talked a little bit about like their needs are going to be different from our needs, because when we're
exactly.
older, in the 50s and 60s, we're not thinking about no damn kids. Or, we're not
Yep,
thinking about like, settling down because we settled down for years. And now we just
exactly.
want to expand and explore.
And have
And
fun.
then and then when we get someone that's older, like all of a sudden we went from taking care of someone's baby in a diaper to now you in the diaper. And we just trying to figure all this stuff out. And then the guys in the middle, they're shell shocked because their life and soul has been taken from them. And now they're looking at us to fill them back up. But we're like, we need some filling too.
Or you get the guys who are like in between. They, like you said, got out of a relationship, not really looking to get into another relationship. Or if they want to get into a relationship, it's definitely not one that's going to be more of a committed or monogamous. So, now everybody's talking about poly and all this other kind of relationships. I feel like a guy in between his 40s and 50s is going through their midlife crisis. So hence why they don't want a woman really that's older. They're looking for that 20-year-old that they can impress all the time, who she's all in awe of everything he says and hanging on his everywhere, like, oh my God, he's so smart and he's so this. Where we're like, dude, I heard that. I could do
Right.
that. Let's rewind that. You ain't all that. Now, mind
Right.
you, maybe we should be acting like we're a little bit, but we're at that age, we're not going to act anything. What you see is what you get. You know, um, one guy said, I feel like you're pushing a relationship on me. No, this is who I am. I'm loving, I'm outgoing, I'm this and that, and this is it. If I get mad because you can't tell me, and this was a younger guy, and that you can't tell me what we're going to do on a Saturday, I don't give a shit if you were 30, 40, 50, or 60. I need to know. My time is valuable. So when you're dating someone, it has a lot to do with it. And sometimes it is an age difference, and a lot of times it's just totally your makeup, how you are. But your first reaction, or at least my first reaction is, well, you are younger than I am. And and there's one guy, he told me he was literally 10 years younger than me. He goes, well, you are from another decade and this and that. I'm like, dude, 10 years is not that much. We both
Right.
still like hip hop, and we both like this and we both like that. But he really put more emphasis on age. He would say we have an age. He would not bother with age, but he brought it up a lot.
Yeah.
So,
So does mom. Like, just
yeah,
say that you're bothered by it. Like,
yeah.
because like you said, in the beginning, it's intriguing. It's like I'm getting someone that's older. I'm getting someone that's younger. It's a little bit, not the norm, just outside the norm, little
Hmm.
taboo. And you're like,
Yes.
excited. Let's see, try it. And then you start catching feelings. And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, you're hanging out. You show him off to your friends. He shows you off to his friends, or, whatever else everybody's
Hmm.
into. And then all of a sudden, it just takes somebody that puts a thought in their ear. Wow, like she's good, but how old is she? Wow.
Wow.
Oh, how
I
old is
thought you
he?
wanted kids. I thought you wanted kids. So are you guys going to adopt? Because I'm sure she can't have kids. And do you, and or even your own friends. Like, so you're gonna go through that again? You just
Right.
got out of it. You have grandbabies. You're gonna go ahead and raise somebody else's kid. So it has so many, different sides and different elements of this. But honestly, I'm one, go for it. As I told you,
Exactly.
play with him for a little while. Let it be an adventure on your
Mhm.
side. Shoot, why do they have to be the only one to have the funs and the giggles and all that? Nobody's saying I'm gonna go out here and buy you a Rolex or anything like that,
Right.
but shoot, we can play house if we wanted to for a little while till I get tired of you and then send you back home to wherever you came from.
Right. So that's why everybody's starting with that word, the roster. Just get your rosters
Get
together.
your
You
roster
might have
together.
someone you don't have to fully commit.
Yeah,
I don't want to say use people, but at the same time, if it's mutual, let it be mutual, but be
exactly.
respectful of each other.
Right. And know
That's
those
the big
boundaries. Set those boundaries. Say, this
thing.
is what we're
Exactly.
going to do, and this is what we're not going to do. But I've always said this, if you're going to date anyone, especially someone with a big age difference, what I mean by big, and I mean anything more than 5 years, is
Mm-hmm.
set those expectations up front. Say it. You know, I'm not going to have any kids. I want to travel. And I mean that. I mean, I want the long weekends and I want to plan it. I mean, I love spontaneity. Don't get me wrong. But if we're
Right.
both talking about we want to get together on a Saturday, what we doing?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sitting in the house. That's just
Right.
me personally. I work at home. I'm always home. I want to leave my house and have adult conversations. I don't think that's asking
Exactly.
for too much. But, you got to look at it. And then where's these pool of guys coming from? You know, at 35 and 40, and are they stable enough to date? And we all know, and I know that's probably another subject for another night, about are you ready to date? Are you able to date?
Mm-hmm.
You may be ready, but your bank account says, nah, I think you should stay home and think about this for a while.
Right.
Like, totally two different things. So when you're talking to someone who's younger or even who's older, you know, are you capable of dating someone at my age or whatever? Because I'm pretty sure, older guys, they have to really think when they dating someone younger, 30s, 20s, they got to make sure they got a lot of money so they could keep those entertained. Um,
Yes.
and keep the hair done, the nails done. Let's do these trips and that. And I really do wonder if people or women our age find it hard to find that one person because the guy don't want to put that much work into it because he feels like you got your own money, you got your own thing. And
Right.
how am I going to top off your trip to Chicago, that you did by yourself? Or how am I going to top off the trip to Dubai with you and your girlfriends when, I'm just still want to just stay in the state that I'm in? How,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that type of thing. But I am so for age difference. Give me the younger guy. Let me go ahead and do the interview and ask all the wonderful questions. Like, no, really, what do you want? And if
Right.
it's, I'm sure would like to know how often do you have more of those sexual conversations with the younger ones than the older ones?
Mm. And how often does that come in? Well, let me tell you. Let me get to the second story. Yes, was talking to this one person, just casual conversation. And sometime over this past weekend, he wanted to show his face and say, "Hey, it's 1:48. See what Audrey's doing at 1:48 in the morning." And I'm like, I was asleep. So of course, when I wake up in the morning, head off to the gym or whatever, and I check my phone, and I'm like, oh, I got a message, and I'm like, oh, and it says, "Want to come over at 1:48?" Um,
Now, was this a much younger guy or much older guy or?
younger, not by much, like 7 years,
Okay.
and this is day two of talking. Okay, so when you're talking about that whole time, that was very interesting. And then all of a sudden the conversation popped up again
Oh.
because I forgot to correct it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he's like, "So, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm just wrapping up on some work and just gonna relax a little bit." He's like, "Oh, why don't you come over and just get naked for me?"
Oh,
Whew,
oh, oh.
not me. No, maybe someone else. I'm not in that category. No, I'm not. You might saw me in the same catalog, but I'm flip the page, the next page. That's me. Um,
I like that. That's a catalog.
I'm like, I feel like ripping that page because
Right
that's not
out.
me. But you tried,
Mm-hmm.
I declined. This is not me. This is, and my whole thing is sometimes like people will just right away be like, okay, it shook. I have to admit, it did shock me a little bit because I'm like, ooh, I haven't had that in a long time. And then
Yes.
I'm like, for
Now
a
with a
second, it was like a
stranger.
pause, and then I'm like, "Girl, stop!" Like, no, if you want something cheap down the street, you can get that Baltimore Street all day, every day, not a
Yep.
problem.
Knock
Um,
yourself out.
right,
And
but
it's
you have
funny.
to, like you said, set those boundaries.
Yeah.
Be open. Just say, "Look, I know that you're not looking for a friendship. I'm looking for a friendship and something a little bit deeper. You're just looking for
Mm-hmm.
something to hit and quit it right now." I'm not a hit it quit it girl. Like I
And
don't
they
even think I've ever been a hit it quit it girl. But at least I'm setting that boundary, but I'm not prudish. I just feel like I don't want to have that conversation after us talking on day two. Like,
right.
can we get like a week? Can we do like a week? Like maybe a week and a
I'm like,
half?
I'm like, I know the whole conversation of getting to know someone, the favorite foods and all that. But then again, where are you supposed to start at to know if I'm really interested in you? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I mean, we all know men are visuals. We are emotional. We all know that. But you got to start somewhere. And honestly, some women are visual as well. Don't let me find somebody that looks like Michael B. Jordan and don't think I'd be like thinking, oh my God, how far is he? I wonder how. Yeah, it's all gonna go in my head. But then on the outside, be like, well, I really do want to know, like, how do you feel about sports? And, you know, who's your team? Did you see this? I want to have those conversations. But in my back of my mind, it's like, damn, would I love to see you in a pair of basketball shorts? Do you play ball? Can I go watch you play ball?
Right.
So, it's like, gosh, why do some guys feel the need to let you know? And I think we talked about this before with the dick pics. And,
Oh, yeah.
you get guys, you think only the younger ones do that. Ooh, I'll never forget when I first started doing the whole dating thing. I had to be about 55. And and I was on I'm not going to say the website I was on, but we're talking and chatting. And he just decides he's going to send me about, I kid you not, 10 pictures. Him and his kids, him and his family, him out on the mountain, beautiful sunset. Then there was a dick pic, and there's another dick pic, and then back to him on the mountain. And I'm like,
Wait.
what? Did I see that right? Oh, damn. And then, and part of me was like, damn, that's really, and then he was like, huh, damn. Well, I guess you could say it's a preview, but it was like, I felt like I was intruding on somebody's phone. You know what I'm saying? So then, and this guy was literally a year or two older than me. I'm like, y'all doing that? You just showing your junk to people? Like, would you have done that if we met in a restaurant? If I was sitting at the bar, you come up to the bar stool and we start talking, would you literally pull out a picture of your junk there? No, you
Right.
wouldn't.
No.
So what makes you do that? And then that's when he called me a prude. I was like, oh, you're funny. You are funny because you don't even
Hilarious.
know me. And now that you think that I am, I'm not even going to entertain that because I know what I can be.
Right.
Being
Right.
being with me is like being with a porn star, but I'm saved. I'm just saying we could cover all that. We could cover all
Right.
that. But you
Right.
now won't know that because you sat there and just thought you just totally insulted me. And then I was having a conversation with somebody else and said, well, if you're just looking to have a good time, I said, well, then you're right. Then I wouldn't mind seeing what I might want to do because maybe it was something I don't like to see. And it was like, okay, go to the next one. But I'm not looking for a catalog of dick pics.
And that's what I'm sitting here. I had to had a moment of clarity, especially when it comes to like some of these dating sites and we were talking about. I just feel like the more and more I'm thinking about it, or more and more that I'm applying to some of these, and even like some of like the free groups that you see, like on
Hmm.
like Facebook or any other social media sites, whatever, everyone has like some kind of dating
Right.
section. And I just feel like every time I fill out an application, I feel like I'm putting myself in a catalog, like literally almost
Hmm.
like I can envision. Remember back in the day, like those Sears catalogs that had
Yes.
all the toys, and you can't wait for Christmas. You're like, can't
Yes.
I want that, and your eyes get really big. And that I feel like that's what I'm on, like a catalog. And I'm
Hmm.
waiting for someone to look like Michael B. Jordan, to look like, whoever my fantasy is, like some huge
Hmm.
army guy with big muscles, or someone that's like going to protect me and I'm waiting for that person to come up, and all I'm doing is hitting left, left, left. And I know some people are doing the same with me. You're like left, left,
Right.
and then you get those ones in between that you're like,
Hmm.
maybe. I
And
wish there
then
was
when
like a
you just,
maybe button.
I know, right? But do you think you have more maybes than left? Especially when you're talking about younger or a big age difference. Now, what is your thoughts? Like, what is your buffer? Because, like I said, I've dated I dated someone 20 years younger than me, and
She's like,
honestly, honestly, I know it's like, but but honestly, that was one of the best dates I ever had. Literally, it was one of the best. I mean, pick me up. I mean, it was the way the date flowed. It was just
floats.
so natural and so
Hmm.
easy. And I just really enjoyed it. And
Right.
I was like, wow, like you're 25 years younger than me. And I'm having the
Hmm.
time of my life. And I haven't had
Exactly.
this in a long time. So kind of gave me a little bit of faith. But then
Hmm.
next thing I knew, I meet somebody who was just a few years older, and this guy couldn't have a simple conversation with me. And then had the nerve to
No.
tell me I was treating him like his mama. I said, well, stop acting like a little damn boy, and I won't treat you like your mama. I mean, shit,
Right.
that's just that's again, it comes out,
Hmm.
literally. It comes
So,
out
I
like
mean,
that.
it just seems like when they're younger, it's almost like they put more thought into it. When they're older, they're like, so what do you want to do? And then all of a sudden, I feel like I'm planning the date to go out with you. And
Yes.
I'm like, why don't you, like, we have our conversations. Are you listening to my conversation, or are you just waiting for an opportunity to say, so what do you look like naked? Or,
Yep.
what do you think
Yep.
about this? If I show you a picture of this, what would you give me a free? I'm like, dude. So sometimes, like, I don't know, like, I'm still fighting that funk because dating, as I say, is still new. And I
Right.
mean, like, I was married for a moment. Even before I was married, like, dating was just out there because I was so engulfed in, all my sports and all my stuff that I was
Right.
doing. So I didn't really, like, get into the, hey, let me date you and let me date you type of thing.
Right.
It was almost like I dated a couple times. I found a guy. He asked me to marry him. I married him. Ugh, 10 years. And then now I'm releasing that and I'm starting to rediscover Audrey. So
Right.
I'm really trying to get in touch with Audrey. And then I'm like, well, Audrey likes to do fun things. And even though I keep speaking in the third person, but it's like, I like to do fun things. I like to, go and work out. I like to just go out and just like be chill, but I don't have to stay in the house 24/7. But I do appreciate staying home. Now,
Right.
do I want to sit and listen to jazz all day? No, stuff is depressing. Like, listen to the blues. I'm like, stuff is depressing. Like, do I want to have like once in a while we're playing the music and we just break into a dance party? Yeah,
Yeah.
that I like. But that's something that is spur of the moment. He's making dinner. That's spur of the moment. I'm cleaning. Like I just feel like
Right.
that tit for tat, just winding down, going for drives. But I don't want to have to create the date. I really want him to kind of think of things. And the
And
next
that's
time that we go out again, all right, you know what? Let me surprise you. And then
but
we'll
then
do a date that he wants to do.
But then, we're talking about the age difference here, where when you
Yeah.
get somebody older, as you talk about, not older men with like the jazz or the blues, something. They're not all into the Cardi B's or, whatever lottos that are out now. But you never know. You get a guy every now and then, he starts spitting a few bars. You're like, okay, okay. Now, then you get the younger guys who don't
Into
even
the jazz.
know, who don't know Janet Jackson like we know Janet. And you sit there going, how you not know Janet? Damn, I never thought of it
I
being
know.
that. If you ever get this, there's an app called Time Hop. And they kind of bring up pictures that you have posted throughout the years. And then at the end of that, they talk about like it was 38 years ago that this song came out. And you're like,
Um,
38?
yeah.
Here's this dude 34. He wasn't even born yet. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? Or he'll sit there and go, tell you that he likes a group that you have never even heard about. Now,
Exactly.
you try to be more open. You don't want somebody that loves everything you like because honestly, that's a tad bit boring.
Boring.
It just pretty much goes
Mhm.
like this from the beginning. But on the other hand, you don't want to sit there and go, and he wants to go see this young group, and then you go, and then like now I feel like I really am babysitting. Like I'm the oldest person. But I'll never
Right.
forget this story. My late husband, I love Hall and Oaks. Like I love Hall and Oaks. And we went, and they came to our town, and I dragged him with me, and I'm up there dancing. She's a man eater, just singing and
Mhm.
everything, right? And I'll get into it. He stands up, whispers in my ear. He said, at one time, all these people look great. And I went, oh, you are not right. And then I literally like, damn, you just killed it for me. But it was hilarious because back in the 80s, everybody had their hair all spiked up. So of course there was a
Yeah.
few women that came there and they had their hair all spiked up and all this stuff and got their leather jackets on and just really pulling in their youth. And like at one
Mm.
time they all looked good. And I was like, oh my gosh. Nothing like reminding me how old I feel right now.
Right.
So it's just trying to try to find a balance, and
Right.
like I said, you might get surprised that a 25-year-old who's had a couple of businesses, has a great mind, has a great sense of knowing how to treat a woman because his mother taught him how to be
Mm.
in tune with a good woman. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That he
Yep.
finds women his age are not even challenging him. So
Right.
to me, I'm telling not just to you, but whoever's listening, do not don't say no. Try
Mm.
it. Just I'm not saying jump all in. I'm saying just stick your foot in and see how it goes. As I'm challenging myself, let me go in
Mhm.
and see if I meet a nice looking 57-year-old that looks like, Shannon Sharp or again, I'm going to say Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
Oh,
You're
I need a
hoping. You're
break.
hoping it's gonna reach him. Yeah, just get that mentality.
You know,
Just
I mean,
know
look at
you need
Shamar
me.
Moore. Look at Shamar Moore. He's
Oh
50
yeah.
something years old. Brother
Mhm.
looks good, eat well, all that. If I run into someone like that, I want to be open to, want to be able to date. And just hopefully they want to be able to date me. Because again, I really do think that men my age are not looking for a woman my age.
My age. Yeah.
You know? So
They just conform. They're just all right. No one else is hitting me up, so let me hit you up.
let
And
me
I'm
just
like,
go ahead and
nah,
hit you
man.
up. And I don't want to be
Right.
somebody's pass through moment or, not so much of a rebound thing, but just something that's passing through her. As one guy said, "Oh, I'm a butterfly. I just fly wherever I want to go and land wherever I want to be." I'm like, damn,
No.
that's pretty ass shitty. Excuse my French. I
Right.
mean, for real.
Well, I
Like,
can't wait. I can't wait to bring you into my life. My laid back and my easygoing gentleman. Like,
yes,
no,
it's
I don't
like
want you on my couch.
exactly. It's like, oh yeah, we'll do. I like to do long weekends and this and that. It's like, okay, but are you going to still be up at 10 o'clock at night, or are we going to bed by 9:30? I don't know. I
I'm going to
know.
bed to sleep.
Yeah, to sleep. Like, nah. What was it? The guy said, "How many men did you sleep with?" And she goes, "One." He goes, "Really? Only one?" "Yeah, the other ones kept me up all night." That kind of thing. But yeah, girl,
I
age,
know.
age difference. I say go for it. And anybody out there, give me your feedback. Give me your thoughts. Would you really date a man who was 15 years older than you? And would you date a man who was
Mhm.
15 years younger than you? And if
Yes.
so, tell us why. If not, tell us why not. You know? And
Yeah.
let's talk about that, because I would love to hear and read those thoughts so we could talk about that, because I'm sure a lot of women have a lot of stories. Even guys, I'm sure, find them somebody who is, 20 years younger and be like, I just can't keep up. Ain't
Right.
enough blue pills to help me do what I need to do with this 20-year younger person. It's like, no. Or the
Or
was it the conversations. It's like, I don't want to talk about high school. I've been so removed from high school. I don't want to talk about my high school days. But then again, there's some men out there that will hold on to their high school championship rings and records and everything else. And you'd be like,
let it go.
yeah, no, no,
Just let it
no, let it go. As Elsa would say, let it go, let it
go.
go. Yes, yes. So I'm going to end this side. Are you good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that, and we're just going to wrap up. And again, we're always going to bring you like all the real of what we feel. And what we feel is, just be open and honest with yourself, especially when you are dealing with a possible relationship or just a dating
Right.
moment. With Let's just throw the age thing out the window, except for, don't be like, oh, you 18? Okay, no, no,
Look, I ain't
stop
going
it.
to jail. I'm not going
No,
to jail for
because
nobody.
that's the age that does care. Like that, when they say age ain't nothing but a number, it is a
Oh,
number
boo.
if it keeps your ass out of jail.
If I and
So,
I, if I can't take you to a bar, we ain't going. We ain't going.
mm-mm,
No.
mm-mm.
And I have to tell you this real quick before we leave.
Go
I
ahead.
was I went to McDonald's in the drive-through with my kids in the back seat. Kid you not, true story. This honey, oh, he looked good, girl. Like this beautiful caramel skin, brother, little curly hair. He come up and goes, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "Damn, you look good." What, you 17? He goes, "No, I'm 21." Now at the time I was 31. I said, "Really?
Mhm.
Looking for a date, an older woman?" Now, one of my friends in the car, she goes, "Really, Lisa?" I'm like, "Listen, I'm just saying, if you're interested, I'm interested. Yo, give me your number, throw it in my bag. I'll call you." He was the one that we had the best night ever. Very
Wow.
respectful. Came back to my place. We danced. We didn't have sex. We danced, and I miss slow dancing like anything. And him and I slow danced, and I was like, whoa! It just really warmed my heart. And and then when I said I can't do it, at the time, he's
Hmm.
was like, okay, and we stayed friends. And I really liked that. That he was willing to keep the friendship up, even though it wasn't going to be anything more than that. So
That's
I just wanted to
absolutely
leave
right.
that, because that was my little wonderful, one of the many younger guy stories.
Yes. On that note, that was just amazing. We're going to wrap it up. So, again, my name is Audrey Codner, and
And I'm Lisa Vallera. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll catch you next
yes,
time. Oh, and bring your favorite glass of wine. We're definitely going to be having wine next time. And, we could talk. I don't know about you, but I get a little bit of more wine in me. I start telling a whole lot more stories. So bring your glass, be prepared.
Yes.
Sounds like a
Have a
plan.
good one, guys.
Bye
Bye now.
bye.